Hello and welcome to Replacement Player Baseball. Today we're going to see the final game of this homestand and the final game of 4 against the Cincinnati Reds. The Cubs have taken 2 out of the first 3, looking to make it 3 out of 4 on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. The weather has not been a factor so far in this series, as it has been in previous series against the Reds this season. However, we have a clear sky and 70 degrees today, so it looks like the weather is going to hold up to finish out this series. The Cubs are going to send James Paxton out to the mound today. He is making start number 21, coming in 11-2 with a 3.60 ERA and a 1.01 WHIP. He will be supported by a lineup of Hoerner, O'Neill, Bryant, Rizzo, Cabrera, Santana playing center, Tauchman, Paxton batting 8th, and Phegley batting 9th. So the Cubs' Anthony Rizzo is just activated off of the disabled list after missing the last 4 months of the season. So hopefully Rizzo is able to make a difference down the stretch here for the Cubs. The Reds are going to send Wade Miley out to the mound for start number 28. He is 6 wins against 16 losses with a 6.22 ERA. I wonder if he has a chance to get to 20 losses this season. Certainly seems possible. And so a 6.22 ERA and a 1.55 WHIP. And he got hit hard by the Cubs the last time these two faced off. The Reds lineup will include Votto, Moustakas, Castellanos, Suarez, Barnhart, Van Meter, Galvis, Akiyama, and Miley batting 9th. 70 degrees, wind blowing in from right at 9 mph, and let's get this game underway. The Cubs are coming out to take the field with Paxton on the mound. The lefty Paxton will be facing off against the lefty Votto to lead off this ball game. The Cubs in second place against the Reds, 1 game ahead of them. The Cubs are at 70 and 72, while the Reds at 69 and 73. And the season series is 10-8 in favor of the Reds. Paxton now on the mound, facing off with Votto. A 1-1 count with the sign and the pitch. Grounder toward third. Bryant picks it up, throws over to first, and the lead-footed Votto is thrown out for out number 1. Moustakas now batting, 1 out, nobody on. 1-1 pitch from Paxton. Grounder up the middle, the shortstop has it, but fields it near second base, throws over to first, and that is out number 2. Castellanos now the batter, with 2 outs and nobody on. 0-2 is the count to Castellanos. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3, and the inning is over. Reds retired in order. We're going to the Cubs half of the first inning in a scoreless ball game. Nico Hoerner is going to lead off for the Cubs against Wade Miley in the bottom of the first. Here is a full count pitch. Miley looking for the sign. Here it comes. Grounder toward short, picked up, thrown over to first. That is out number 1. O'Neill now the batter, 1 out, nobody on. First pitch to Tyler O'Neill. And that's lined into the gap in left center field. That's going to be a base hit. O'Neill with a 1-out single. And that will bring up Chris Bryant. 1 out, 1 man on. 1 ball count to Bryant. And a grounder toward short. Picked up, thrown to second, relay to first, and that is an inning-ending double play. So Bryant grounds into the 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. We're going to the top of the second of a 0-0 ball game. Paxton now will face off against Suarez in the top of the second. Full count pitch. Paxton looking in. The sign. And here it comes. Swing and a miss for strike 3. He chased one outside the zone, and that'll bring up Barnhart with 1 out, nobody on. 1 ball count. Paxton working. Popped up to left. Tyler O'Neill going back to the warning track and making the catch for out number 2. Van Meter now batting, 2 outs and nobody on. 2-2 count in the second inning. And a liner into center field. And Santana's going to play that one on a hop. That'll be a 2-out single for Josh Van Meter. Galvis now the batter, with 2 outs and 1 man on, and an 0-2 pitch from Paxton, and a swing and a miss for strike 3. So the inning is over, and the strikeout ends it with a flourish. We're going to the bottom of the second of a 0-0 ball game. Rizzo making his first at-bat since the month of May, stepping in against Miley in the bottom of the second inning. Here's a 1-2 count, and Rizzo swings and misses for strike 3. That was a slider that was down and in. Cabrera now the batter, 1 out and nobody on. Here's a 3-1 pitch to Asdrubal Cabrera, and that is low. It is ball 4. So Cabrera draws the walk, bringing up Danny Santana. 1 out, 1 man on. Santana waiting for the 2-0 pitch. Liner into center field. Is that going to drop? No, it is caught for out number 2. Akiyama on the run, making the catch. Bringing up Mike Tauschman with 2 outs and 1 man on and a 2-2 pitch. Tauschman takes strike 3 called, and that will end the inning. The Cubs strand a runner. We're going to the top of the third of a scoreless ball game. Paxton facing off with Akiyama in the top of the third. Here's a 1-2 count, and the pitch from Paxton. Swing and a miss for strike 3. The cutter that was inside. Strikeout number 4 on the day for James Paxton, and it brings up Wade Miley. 1 out, nobody on. 2-1 is the count. Miley waiting for the pitch. A grounder up the middle. Cabrera scoops it up, throws to first, and that is out number 2. Man, it seemed like it took a long time for that to play out, but sure enough, the out is recorded. And now Votto comes up with 2 outs and nobody on. 2-2 count to Joey Votto. Liner into the gap in left center field. That's going all the way to the wall. 1 hop to the wall, and Tyler O'Neill gets it back in. Votto is going to slide in safely with a double. So a 2-out extra base hit puts Votto on second, and that will bring up... Oh, wait, Votto is injured on the play. The trainer's coming out to talk to him, and they're going to take him out of the game. So Votto's game is over. Senzel is going to be the pinch runner out at second, and Moustakas is going to be the next batter. So with 2 outs and a runner on second, Paxton facing Moustakas. First pitch from Paxton. And here it comes. Grounder towards second. Cabrera picks it up, throws over to first. That is out number 3. So the Cubs end the Reds rally. We're going to the bottom of the third of a 0-0 ball game. Paxton facing off with Miley in the bottom of the third. 0-2 is the count, and there's a grounder out in front of the plate. The catcher pops up and throws it down to first. That is going to be out number 1. Fegley now batting with 1 out, nobody on. Here's a 1-strike pitch to Josh Fegley. Miley looking for the sign, and here's the pitch. Grounder towards second. Throw over to first, and Fegley's retired for out number 2. Horner now batting with 2 outs and nobody on. 2-1 is the count. Horner waiting for the pitch. Grounder toward first. This time, it's not Votto. Casale picks it up and tosses it to Miley covering the base. That is out number 3. We're going to the bottom of the third of a 0-0 ball game. Paxton coming out to pitch in the top of the 4th inning, facing Castellanos. No score in this ball game. 3-0 is the count, and here's the pitch. High for ball 4. Paxton walks Castellanos, his 50th walk of the season, to begin the inning. And now Suarez is the batter. Nobody out, runner on first. 1-2 count from Paxton, and there is strike 3 called on the outside corner. A knuckle curve. You don't see that pitch very often anymore. And he dropped that one right in for a strike. So Paxton now facing Barnhart with 1 out, 1 man on. 2-1 is the count. And a liner down the left field line. I believe this is going to be trouble. Rounding second, heading for third. O'Neill's chasing into the corner. The runner rounds third. He's heading home. The throw goes to the cutoff man, and the Reds have a 1-0 lead. Castellanos scores all the way from first on the Tucker Barnhart RBI double. 1-0 Cincinnati now. Josh Van Meter is the next batter. 1 out. Runner on second. First pitch to Van Meter. And a grounder to second. Picked up, thrown over to first. That is out number 2. So Paxton gets the ground out 4-3, and that'll bring up Galvis with 2 outs and the runner 90 feet away. Here's a 2-2 count. And Galvis swings and misses for strike 3. Another strikeout with the knuckle curve. We're going to the bottom of the 4th. The Reds now have a 1-0 lead in this ball game. Tyler O'Neill facing off with Miley here in the bottom of the 4th. 3-1 is the count. And popped up to center. Coming over is Akiyama. He's going to make the catch. That is out number 1. Bryant now batting. 1 out, nobody on. 1-2 the count. Bryant hits that one a mile. Left field into the seats. That is a tie ball game, folks. That is a solo home run for Chris Bryant. 416 feet out to left field. Bryant nearly put that one out on the street behind the stands. So 1-1 is the ball game as Bryant has tied it up, and now his buddy Rizzo coming up to bat with 1 out, nobody on. Here's a 1-1 pitch to Rizzo. And Rizzo lines that one the other way into left field. He beat the shift and hung back on that pitch to hit it the other way. So nice piece of hitting right there by Anthony Rizzo, showing some real intelligence at the plate. And as Drupal Cabrera is the next batter, 1 out, 1 man on. Cabrera waiting for the 0-2 pitch. That is strike 3 called, and Cabrera is struck out with the circle change. So strikeout number 3 on the day for Miley brings up Danny Santana with 2 outs and 1 man on. Here's a 1-1 pitch, and Santana crushes that one straightaway center field. This is trouble, and it's another home run. Akiyama runs out of room in straightaway center. A 2-run home run for Danny Santana. 436 feet to straightaway center. He hit the hitter's backdrop way out there in the deepest part of the ballpark. Tauschman now batting. 3 runs already in this inning. 2 outs and nobody on. Tauschman facing Miley with a 2-1 count, and Tauschman knocks that one into center field. Akiyama rushes up, but he plays it on a hop. That'll be a 2-out single for Mike Tauschman, and it'll bring up the pitcher Paxton. 2 outs, 1 man on. 1 ball count to Paxton. A liner into center field for another base hit. Rounding second, heading for third. Oh, he's going to think better of it. Heads back to second as Akiyama got it back in quickly. So Tauschman is at second. Paxton with the base hit is on first, and Fegley is the next batter. 2 outs, 2 men on. Miley struggling here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's a 1-2 pitch and a grounder to second. Picked up, thrown over to first, and that will end the inning. The Cubs score 3 times on 2 home runs. We are going to the top of the 5th of a 3-1 Cub lead. So Paxton facing Akiyama here in the top of the 5th inning. The Reds leadoff batter with a 1-ball count waiting for the pitch. Grounder to first. Rizzo has it, steps on the base. That is out number 1. Miley now the batter. 1 out, nobody on. Paxton with the 1 strike count and the pitch. Popped up to left. O'Neill heading toward the line. He's got a line on it, and he makes the catch for out number 2. Casali now batting. He subbed in at first base for Votto earlier in this game. He's coming up with 2 outs and nobody on. Here's a 2-2 count to Kurt Casali. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Casali strikes out swinging. Paxton knocks him down in order. We're going to the bottom of the 5th of a 3-1 ball game. Horner facing Miley here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2-2 is the count. Horner waiting for the pitch. Grounder toward third. Picked up. Thrown over to first. That is out number 1. O'Neill now batting. 1 out. Nobody on. Here's a 2-2 count and the pitch to Tyler O'Neill. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Tyler O'Neill is set down on strikes. And it'll bring up Chris Bryant. Solo home run his last time up. That was number 25 on the season for him. 84 RBIs to his name as well. Bryant facing Miley with 2 outs, nobody on. Full count pitch. Bryant waiting. Here it comes. That is outside for ball 4. So Miley does not give in, does not throw a strike with the full count, and Bryant draws the walk. Rizzo now batting. 2 outs. Runner on first. Miley facing Rizzo with an 0-2 count and a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Rizzo goes down swinging. The Cubs strand a runner. We're going to the top of the 6th of a 3-1 ball game. Paxton will face off against Moustakas to lead off the Reds half of the 6th. First pitch from Paxton. Looking for the sign, and here it comes. Grounder toward first. Rizzo scoops it up, steps on the base. That is out number 1. Castellanos now batting with 1 out and nobody on. First pitch from Paxton. Here it comes. Line down the right field line. Is that going to be fair? I'm not sure what. We can't have a good angle on that, but it looks like that is a fair ball. The umpire signals fair ball. Tauschman chasing it in the corner, and that's going to get stuck in the ivy. So that's going to be a ground rule double for Nick Castellanos. So 1 out and a runner on second. And now Suarez is the batter. 1-2 is the count. Paxton working to Suarez. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called. That is strikeout number 8 on the day for James Paxton. Got him with the cutter, and it brings up Tucker Barnhart with 2 outs. Runner in scoring position. 2-1 is the count. Paxton working. Top of the 6th inning. Popped up to right. Tauschman heading back toward the track. And he makes the catch. That is out number 3. So the Reds strand a runner. We're going to the bottom of the 6th of a 3-1 ball game. As Drupal Cabrera is going to lead off for the Cubs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. He's going to face Miley, who's thrown 5 innings of work so far and 84 pitches in this game. 1 strike is the count. Miley with the pitch. Liner over the first baseman's head. That's going to be a single for Asdrubal Cabrera. So leading off the 6th inning, the Cubs have the first runner on. And now Santana is going to be the batter. He's going to face Miley with nobody out and a runner on first. Santana waiting for the pitch. Popped up to left. I believe this is going to be playable. The left fielder tracks it down, and it is caught for out number 2. Out number 1, excuse me. First out of the inning. Mike Tauschman now is the batter. He is 1 for 2 today with 1 out, 1 man on. First pitch, and Santana's going. He slides into second. Cabrera slides in easily to second with the steal, and he has 9 stolen bases now on the season. So Tauschman batting with a runner in scoring position and 1 out. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Miley. And that's lined into right field. Is that going to be caught? It is. That is out number 2. However, Cabrera tags up and heads down to third. He is safe. Now Paxton will bat with 2 outs and a runner on third. He is 1 for 2 today. Only his second base hit of the season that he recorded earlier in this game. Here's a 3-1 pitch. Paxton waiting. That is low. It is ball 4. So Paxton has a single and has drawn a walk in this game. It'll bring up Josh Phegley. 2 outs. Runners on the corners. Miley working with a 2-1 count. And Phegley drives that one into right field. That's going to drive in a run. The runner Paxton stops at second. Cabrera scores from third. It is now 4-1 Cubs in the bottom of the 6th inning. So an RBI single for Phegley brings up Nico Hoerner in the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs and a 2-0 count. And he lines that one into left field. That's going to be caught for out number 3. So Cabrera lines out to left to end the inning. The Cubs strand 2. We're going to the top of the 7th of a 4-1 ball game. Paxton is going to face Van Meter here in the top of the 7th. Paxton has 80 pitches so far to his name. 1-2 count. Paxton, strike 3 called. A slider that broke right over the plate. So that is strikeout number 9 on the day for James Paxton. It brings up Freddie Galvis. 1 out, nobody on. 1-2 is the count. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Galvis is punched out. Paxton has strikeout number 10 on the day. And Akiyama comes up with 2 outs and nobody on. Here is the first pitch from Paxton. A grounder towards short. Picked up, thrown over to first, and that is going to retire the side. So the Reds are set down in order. We're going to the bottom of the 7th inning of a 4-1 ball game. And our conductor for the 7th inning stretch today is going to be the incomparable John Williams. Tyler O'Neill is going to face Wade Miley here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Miley starting out the inning at 103 pitches, and he's coming out to be working in inning number 7. So O'Neill waiting for the 1-2 count. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Miley rings him up. That is strikeout. Well, that strikeout is his final out of the game. And now, Robert Stevenson is brought in relief. Stevenson has thrown 58 2/3 innings, 35 walks, 72 strikeouts, and a 5.37 ERA. Bryant will face Stevenson. He is 1 for 2 with a home run today. 2-1 is the count. Bryant waiting for the pitch. And there's a grounder to short. Picked up, thrown over to first. That is out number 2. Rizzo now batting. He is 1 for 3 today with 2 outs and nobody on. And here's the first pitch to Anthony Rizzo. And he grounds that one up the middle. The shift was on. The shortstop was positioned perfectly. And Rizzo is thrown out 6-3 to end the inning. We're going to the top of the 8th. That is a 4-1 Cub lead. A pinch hitter, Aristus Aquino, is coming up for the Reds. He's pinch hitting for the pitcher's spot here in the top of the 8th inning. So the Reds are, in fact, going to use a relief pitcher here in the 8th, the bottom of the 8th. Paxton coming out to work, his 8th frame of the day. He is sitting at 90 pitches. He will face Aquino with a 2-1 count. Paxton looking for the sign and the pitch. Grounder towards short. Horner has it, throws over to first. That is out number 1. And now, the relief pitcher, Jonathan Loaiza, is going to be brought in. Loaiza will face Curt Casali here in the top of the 8th inning. So Loaiza, with 112 2/3 innings thrown, he has allowed 41 walks, 122 strikeouts, and a 4.55 ERA. He is facing Casali with 1 out and nobody on. A 1-ball count. Loaiza looking for the sign. And here's the pitch. And he hits him. That is way inside. Casali heads down to first. That has got to hurt. He was hit by a pitch at 99 miles an hour. So Moustakas now batting with 1 out, 1 man on. 1-2 is the count. And Moustakas swings and misses for strike 3. Fastball at 95 that time. And that's Loaiza's first strikeout of the game. Castellanos now will bat with 2 outs and a runner on first. 3-1 is the count. Castellanos waiting for the pitch, and he pops it up to left. O'Neill taking a few steps back toward the wall, and he makes the catch for out number 3. So the Reds strand a runner. We're going to the bottom of the 8th of a 4-1 ball game. Amir Garrett coming in to pitch for the Reds. He has thrown 42 1/3 innings, 33 walks, 48 strikeouts, and a 9.14 ERA. Garrett will face Cabrera in the Cubs' half of the 8th inning. 3-1 is the count. Cabrera waiting for the pitch. And here it comes. Ball 4 low, so as Dribble Cabrera draws the walk to lead off the inning, and it brings up Danny Santana. With nobody out and a runner on first, 2-0 count, and Santana grounds to short. Flip to second. Oh, and the ball is thrown away, and everybody's going to be safe. So Galvis airmailed that into the outfield for an error, and now Tauschman is the batter with nobody out, runners on first and second. Here's a full count pitch, and Tauschman swings and misses for strike 3. So he is retired for the first out of the inning, and now the pinch hitter will be Ian Happ. He is going to pinch hit for the pitcher's spot here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Happ with 12 home runs on the season, facing Amir Garrett from the right side. With 1 out, 2 men on, 2-2 count. Garrett looking for the sign and the pitch. And that's lined into right field. Happ went the other way with it, and he's going to drive in a run. Coming home from third, the slide, and he is safe. So an RBI single for Ian Happ, and the Cubs extend their lead. It is 5-1. A new Red pitcher will be brought in. This time it is Matt Bush. He has thrown 10 1/3 innings, allowed 6 walks to 8 strikeouts with an ERA of 13.06. He will face Josh Phegley, who is 1 for 3 with an RBI already in this game, with 1 out and 2 men on in the bottom of the 8th inning. Here's a 2-2 count. Phegley facing Bush. Here's the pitch. A swing and a miss for strike 3. So Phegley strikes out swinging. There are now 2 outs, and Nico Horner is the batter. Runners still on first and second, and a full count pitch to Horner, and popped up to right. Coming in is the right fielder Castellanos, and he makes the catch. That is out number 3. We're going to the top of the 9th inning now. It is a 5-1 Cub lead. And the new Cubs pitcher is going to be Junior Fernandez. He has pitched 33 1/3 innings this season, allowed 29 walks, 38 strikeouts, and a 5.94 ERA. He will face Suarez, Barnhart, and Van Meter in the top of the 9th inning. 2-2 is the count. Fernandez looking for the sign. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, first strike 3. Got him with the slider that was down. And now 1 out, and Tucker Barnhart is the batter. Top of the 9th inning, 2-2 count. Fernandez with the pitch. Swing and a miss, first strike 3. That was a changeup way out in front of it. And Fernandez has 2 strikeouts to bring up Van Meter. With 2 outs, nobody on. 2-1 is the count. Cubs up by 4. And a grounder toward first. Rizzo scoops it up. Throws to Fernandez covering the base. And the Cubs have taken 3 out of 4 from the Reds. This is a 5-1 decision in favor of Chicago. The Reds have 1 run on 4 hits with 1 error. Cubs got 5 runs on 9 hits with no errors. We're going to see that the player of today's game is the Cubs' James Paxton. He went 7 1/3 innings with 4 hits, 1 run earned, 1 walk, and 10 strikeouts. The Reds' Wade Miley marches on towards 20 losses as he goes to 6-17. He threw 6 1/3 innings of 8-hit, 4-run baseball with 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, and 2 home runs allowed. Chris Bryant hit his 25th of the season, and Danny Santana hit his 21st home run of the season. As the Cubs improved to 71-72, they are only 1 game under 500, and the Reds dropped to 69-74. Thank you for watching Replacement Player Baseball.